Hey, yo, Martian, what the fuck is this?
I'm back, bitch. What's going on? Sorry, I had to take a little breather real quick. Let's get back into it. Dude, this is crazy. Let me look it up. 13 people are getting paid. Hold on. I just had it. A company will be paying people $1,300 to watch 13 of the scariest movies. Dude! Me and my fucking childhood friend Haley, we should be those people. That is crazy. 13 of the scariest movies. I don't like just $1,300. But I wonder what the movies are, right? What are the 13 scariest movies? My 13 scary movies, man. I saw that The Shining was going to be on there. The Shining's fucking scary, man. The Shining is intense. The Shining is 100% intense. But I don't know. See, the thing is, if I watched 13 consecutively, like if you sat there and you generally watch just 13 scary movies back to back to back, how would that mess with your psyche? That's the crazy thing. How do you think it'd mess with your psyche? Do you think it'd throw you off? Do you think... I don't know. Do you think it'd make you feel like a little crazy inside, you know? See, that's the thing. I enjoy... you know what? Death Taco Podcast. Shout out to Death Taco Podcast. That dude needs to be on there. That dude knows his shit, man. I loved going on there. But what I also loved is that he didn't mess around with, like, the mainstream movies. Especially with me, because he knew I liked movies. So he's like, nah, dude, we're going to watch these, like, movies that no one knows. And rate them. And talk about them, you know. Wonderful podcast. Just in case if anyone wants to know about it. I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know. It is, that is crazy. The Exorcist scared me as a kid. The Exorcist threw me off because, like, I was already freaking out because that shit seems real to me. But what really scared me was when I'm going and, like, I'm watching it and this chick just grabs a crucifix and starts stabbing her cooch, just, fuck me. Dude, I was so freaking scared, I just shut it off. I just shut it off. See, that's another thing about, like, I have to be, like Hereditary scared the shit out of me. I have to be, like, it has to be real. Like, that's the thing that scares me. Like, I used to like slasher films, but, like, they still don't feel real because it's like, you could just shoot the guy, right? You know, like, let's be real. If Michael Myers or Jason or any of them was real, in a town full of rednecks with a hood, that would not work. They'd be done. They'd get shot. There's no Michael Myers or Jason. You know, Freddy's a little scary because it's like you can't do anything about it, but it's not that realistic, you know. I like a movie where it's like psychologically messing with you. Where it's like, oh my God, like, let's say, you know, spitball in here. A person has schizophrenia. That's scary. I don't ever want to have schizophrenia. That's freaking terrifying to just be having, like, you know, I couldn't imagine having that, right? And the person's going so crazy and you really get to see, like, you know, what's going on in their head and like how they're acting and what they're thinking. And, like, if you look up, there's a YouTube video you could look up. It's like it just shows how people talk on or what they think with schizophrenia, and it's just like stupid shit like that, right? That would be a crazy movie, right? Just someone just like really getting in depth with someone with schizophrenia. But, like, you got to add other elements. Like, maybe they don't know what's real and what's not. They don't know if someone said something to them. If like if you just imagine a scene where like you think someone is doing something to you. Like it's in the perspective of the person with schizophrenia, and they show the scene like someone totally insulting them, and then they start fighting the person, and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck, dude? Like what? They didn't say nothing to you, but it was the schizophrenia that was messing with them." Stuff like that, like a psychological horror, and he just ends up like the person ends up killing people. You know, I remember in class one time someone got mad about those things. Like saying they're demonizing mental illnesses, which I get that, but at the same time, it's like, man, mental illnesses are scary. Not saying people with mental illness are scary. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you develop something, some sort of disease or schizophrenia or something with a mental illness, it is scary to have. It's scary to think about. Think about your kid having one. You just it's unfortunate. And you got to make the best out of it. But look, you can't just keep making horror films about a monster. Okay, we gotta get real. Like we gotta hit people where it scares them, man. And you can't just live in this foo-foo world where you don't want people to touch on those elements. I like to touch on everything, including myself. But neither here nor there. I very much enjoyed. Where's my phone? Oh, I threw it over there. Fuck it, I don't need it. I'm still spinballing. Recently, I did what Matthew McConaughey did, talking about writing a book for yourself. Okay, I've been doing this, right? And it's crazy writing this book because I've been... It's crazy. Like, I've been going through my memories, right, of just overall my childhood and stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of like my earliest memories, so I'm writing them down. And it's more or less to figure out who I am as a person. I want to figure out like why I act the way I do. A lot of times I'm constantly joking around, man. I love joking around. And sometimes I default to joking around, and I gotta ask myself, like, is it in a healthy way? Am I doing this in a healthy way, or is it something that's childhood trauma that's messing with me and that I need to fix? So I've been writing these things down, and the more that I write these things down of childhood, just in my childhood in general, memories and stuff. I went back to my furthest memory, and it's crazy what I remember. I remember being, I think I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I just been working up from there, trying to figure out, and it's crazy. You find out about yourself. You find out a lot about yourself. When I was a kid, man, I remember this one of the oldest memories I had was I was talking to my dad about my neighbor who I had a crush on, and I told him her and I got a divorce. My dad started laughing, and I just remember thinking, I was writing this down, and I just remember thinking, like, dude, this is crazy. One of my earliest memories, for one, it's with my dad, right? My dad didn't live with me. I lived with my mom. I saw my dad on weekends. All my earliest memories are with my dad for some strange reason, right? And I think I know why. But also, a big thing of, like, in my psyche was divorce at a young age. At 3 years old, I knew what a divorce was, and that's like, to me, that's like crazy. I don't think a lot of kids know what that is at 2 or 3 years old, and I think certain things like that will impact not a negative or positive way. It just impacts you in general. I think it shows who you are as a person. I think it's all these little childhood memories, they really reflect on why you are who you are. There's a lot of shit that I would probably rather talk about with other people on here to have a straightforward conversation, but there's a lot of shit that happened to me as a kid, little memories and stuff like that, that just like shape who I am today. and it's crazy you don't realize it. So if you're out there, man, and you're really trying to figure yourself out, I thought this whole Matthew McConaughey thing was just kind of bullshit. I thought it was just like, to be honest, I thought it was just like him being his spiritual self or whatever. But really, man, if you write down memories, just kind of like just write down stuff about yourself. Rather that be your earliest memories, rather that be like how you felt today and why you felt the way you did, you can get down to the bottom of who you really are. What makes you you and what makes you feel so good, because I love feeling good, man. I love it. I love it, and I love the fact that I don't really care what other people think of me. That's one thing I love about myself. I love that I truly don't care, man. Maybe people will say things sometimes that I might take the wrong way, or I might get a little sensitive from. But to quote some other people, like it's just a reflection of themselves, right? It's just a reflection of how they act and how they feel. Sometimes, man, when you shine. And I notice this, man. Sometimes when you shine, other people, it disturbs other people. It's kind of throwing their eyesight off a little bit. It's getting in their way, and they don't like it. So anytime, man, you have people treating the way you do, especially if you're a person that enjoys people and loves people, and you have somebody putting you down. If there's a lot of people kind of being assholes to you, maybe you need to look back and see if you're the one being an asshole. And I like to do that all the time. But if someone's treating you a certain way and you don't understand why, man, it's always comes down to that person. It's on them. They're getting annoyed because you're happy. I mean, man, look, if I have to bring it down, like if you're in a really good mood, man. This is one thing I also learned about myself. Fuck it, I'm in a good mood a lot, and then when I'm in a bad mood, it comes down on me hard because I'm in such a good mood all the time. I'm not used to being in a bad mood, so when I am in a bad mood, it really throws me off, man. It's hard for me to deal with it. It's hard for me to control my emotions. It's hard for not during the day, like not during when I'm in a good mood, but when something just throws me off, man, and I hurt hard, man. And I bet a lot of people can relate. But I'm a very jolly person, and sometimes I feel like I annoy people with it. I feel like I really bother people of how goofy and funny I am, And not saying I'm hilarious, but just in general, like me joking around. I feel like I throw people off, man, and especially if they're in a bad mood. Because it's funny when people are in a good mood, they want my company, they love it. But when people are in a bad mood, I've been in a bad mood before, and when someone's smiling, it really pisses me off. That's like it's a weird human instinct, and I try to avoid that. But like when someone else is being happy, I think most people don't like it when you're not happy, you see other people happy, it bothers you because you want that. So subconsciously you do what you can to ruin their happiness. So when you're happy and jolly and you're talking to someone who's in a pissed off mood, it's going to throw them off, man. It's going to throw them off, and they're not going to like you for it. And if they're usually in a shitty mood and you're usually in a bad mood, they're not going to like you very much because you're disturbing how they feel inside. You're disturbing their norm. You're disturbing, just them, man. You're disturbing everything that's them. They want to be as happy as you, but they can't, and it pisses them off. And don't get me wrong, I've been in that spot, man. I've been there where I've hated people smiling at me and people smiling. It's like, yeah, people are smiling, man. Why don't you do it too? Don't get me wrong, happiness is contagious, but it can also be very disturbing at the same time. It's crazy. Um, it's interesting seeing how people react to you. Really watch this. Really watch how some people who just love being miserable react to you being happy. Um, and the best thing is watch how they react when you don't react to them. You know, the other day I was talking to someone and they kind of snipped at me a little bit, not in a bad way. They just, I think they're just a very negative person in general, and I just kind of answered back very, very unfazed, and that person, it threw him off because I feel like that person, is usually getting that good reaction of like, I'm being negative, so to lift myself up, and since I didn't bring this person down, it throws them off. And honestly, it tells a lot about it can really wake up a person, man. It can really wake up somebody. Now, I'm not saying go out there and just try to swindle everybody, but like, man, the next time someone really, when you're in a good mood, really tries to bring you down, really try not to let it affect you. If it's gonna affect you, if you're anything like me, it might affect you, but try not to show it. And the minute you don't show that weakness, you just go, all right, watch how they react. It will be crazy. It'll be crazy how they react, because they will just be like, wait, I was just messing with you, man. Oh, sorry. They will freeze up and not know what to say because they see the mirror. They see the mirror of, because this whole time they're being sarcastic or whatever. This whole time they're being whatever. And they're used to this good energy of, haha, I made that person feel like shit. Haha, haha. And then they do it and they don't make you feel like shit. And then, boom, this mirror comes back and just hits them in the face. Just, bam, hits them right back in the face. And they see how shitty they were. Because I really think, truly, people don't realize how shitty they are sometimes. I don't. You know, Another thing we all need to work on is setting those boundaries for ourselves, man. Set those boundaries, man. Don't let people violate your boundaries to where you snap on them and they don't understand why you're snapping on them. Because people do that. People do that. When people do that, they don't realize. They don't realize that that person's not going to understand. That person's not going to understand that you never set that boundary. So now that you're flipping out on them, you're probably not flipping out by something big, but you just had it up to here, and you're gonna project that. So set those boundaries, guys. Set them. Don't be a hard ass. Find a good medium. I watch a lot of Jocko nowadays, man, and he has some good things to say. But in general, I try not to watch any more podcasts because I'm doing my own. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm truly blessed. I truly am. And I'm not sitting here, and I know I'm sitting here rambling, but I'm just truly blessed of all the stuff I've had. All the people I meet. Every encounter is so special. Really find out what's special about yourself. I'll go ahead and say that one thing I love about myself, man, is that I truly do treasure every little moment of life. I treasure my thoughts, my disappointments, my achievements, my everything. I need to treasure my achievements more than my disappointments, but just cherish this shit, man. Just milk this cow dry, please. And I sit down, man. The one thing about me is I sit down and I think about people that I talk to and meet. And I think of them as a person and how they affected me in that moment, how they made me feel, and the special things about them, And then, unfortunately, I do think of the negative things about people as well, and I'm working on that. So I try to keep the negative things to myself because you don't want to focus on that. You want to recognize it, but you don't want to focus on it. You want to focus on these positive things about people that you just see in them, And you, at least for me, I love to do this. You just see these these just encounters you have right now. Just think about just somebody who don't even know who made your day. Someone who smiled and said something to you, and just you were like, damn, that's a really cool person. And I guarantee you, the more that you take life like that, man, the more that you take life like, God, you just really cherish talking to this person and really hold what they say with value, because what you say is valuable. If you hold what you say is valuable, you will understand that what other people have to say is valuable as well. And when you really take it in, just take people in as a person and cherish their energy, you man, you'll sit back and you'll realize that people will attract to you. Maybe you don't want that, maybe you do. I don't know, but I know that sometimes I get a natural attraction with people. You know, sometimes bad, sometimes good. And I think everybody has an attraction, but you just got to be able to embrace it, man. I know I'm rambling, but like I said, man, seriously, like every fucking thing in life I have to cherish, man. I just went to the bank account and it made me a little depressed because I'm not where I want to be, but man, at least I'm myself. Seriously, at least I'm myself right now. At least I'm happy. Think of at least I got my dog, man. I get to go to the park with her. I get to see people smile, man. At least I'm fucking alive, dude. And at least I'm fucking hustling and making money. And at least I get these opportunities. And at least I got something that I am really just really like watering, man. This podcast means so much to me, and every day I water this bitch. I water this seed until it grows, and that means so much to me. Rather I get 40 views or 400 views or whatever subscribers, rather I get 2 or 20. Sometimes a video gets all this attention, and sometimes people look past it and you don't know why, but it doesn't matter because you're watering it and you have something to live for, man. And that's what life is about. That's what keeps you going. You're a carpenter. Or you got a project, or you got something, a cabinet maker or something, and you got this little project going on in your house, and you just water it every day, and when you're finished, you look at that son of a bitch, and you're like, God damn, this deck looks good. God dang, this looks good. And it makes you feel great, man. It makes you feel amazing, and that's the thing about this podcast, man. I love watering this bitch. I love watering it. I had to stop this podcast because I wasn't in the right mindset, but now I am. And I thank every one of you guys who give me feedback. I really only have a couple people give me feedback, and I'm gonna be honest. I only take feedback from people that I really care about. Other people, I don't care. I don't care. But people that I care about, I'll take feedback from. So if people just want to throw in criticism, I'm not gonna listen. I'll listen to people who I care about. So if you think I care about you, shoot your shot. So we'll see if I respond. But no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, man, I'm gonna ride this bitch till the wheels fall off, and embrace those disappointments, man, and then cherish those great moments. I want to keep going so bad, I really do. But I think that's it for now. Thank you guys. Please take everything I've said in. Hopefully I inspired you today. You guys inspired me. R.I.P. Norm MacDonald, man. You were one of the greats. By the way, shout out to D-Walk. He's a rapper in KC. I didn't know he was on the come up. Recently, I just saw a video of him, and it looked like it's kind of blowing up. I didn't know this guy was blowing up, but I'm here to support Kansas City. Shout out Ayo Martian, one of the best producers ever. Thank you for the theme, bro. Look out for Ayo Martian. He's on the come up. Shout out to oh fuck, man. Shout out to anybody just watching this bitch, man. Shout out to everybody. Love y'all.